This video has been both the hardest one for me to record and the reason that I started this channel in the first place. As you've heard in various videos, little bits about our testimony, that my we were a typical paycheck to paycheck kind of family, mom, dad, 4 kids. My husband was a paramedic. I was a stay-at-home mom. I had received my bachelor's degree and was pregnant with our first daughter. We got married partway through college and decided my senior year, since I didn't want to pursue a career right away, and I planned on being a stay-at-home mom, that I would go ahead and do that rather than start a career and then stop it as it got going. Um, so we found ourselves at 28, 29 years old, 29, with 4 kids. My husband had stage 4 cancer and couldn't work, so we had zero income. And we had just done a special needs adoption, which drained all of our savings and put us into debt a fair bit. And then the chemo treatments and all that did even more to put us into debt. We did live on our credit cards and what little bit of savings we had. And I was a professional writer and made $100, $200 a month. So you've heard about that. This is about how to improve my church-based food bank. And the reason it's been hard for me is I have some very strong thoughts on this, but people who run food banks are doing it because they want to help people and they care. And I don't want them to feel like I'm being a know-it-all or offending them or putting down what they do, because that's not it at all. In fact, what I'm hoping is that people will see this as someone who experienced food banks and has some ideas on how to better help a person who needs a food bank. Because some people who volunteer have needed to use it, but many haven't. And since I've been on both sides of that, I want to share it. Okay, big 2-minute, long-winded introduction. Let me just jump in it. First of all, if you run a food bank or some kind of a food program, evaluate your goals. And what I mean is, why do you have the food bank? I'm not being confrontational. I'm just saying, think, why do you have it? Are you hoping that people will just get a couple of cans to offset what they have, maybe 10, 15 canned goods? If so, what's the benefit to them for the $5 to $7 worth of food? How much gas, especially right now with gas over $4 a gallon, how much gas are they spending to come to your food bank? Is it worth their time and money to come and get it? Are you trying to provide a certain number of meals or a certain dollar amount? If so, what is it, and write it down. I suggest trying to give a certain number of meals, and that's because of my own experience with the food bank. What I got was about 10 or 12 canned goods, a bag of unflavored oatmeal, just like oats, like quick oats, and some meat and a dessert, and I think one other thing, which was great. I mean, the meat especially, it was a piece of ham, and we were able to like really, really stretch that as long as it was safe. And so that's cool. But if you have an ongoing food program, especially what's happening now, I feel like there's going to be a lot more people need it. We need to get more targeted, more focused on how we're helping people. And I think that comes back to giving meals. And you'll see some of that in some of my other videos. The Meal Kit Revolution is one of them. That will be out later on this week or early next week. I'm just putting the finishing touches on that. So the Meal Kit Revolution is about providing full meals to families at an affordable rate, like a couple of dollars. And I'll show you how to be able to do that. And in line with evaluating your food plan, how much do you have coming in? Like, what can you afford to give? What do you want to do versus what can you afford? And where's that intersection between the two? So next, once you decided what you want to do, ideally make a plan on how you're going to do that. And let people know. Let your donors know, we need these kinds of things. There's a local charity that is collecting things to ship to Ukraine for some of the people who are over there, like because of the war. And they said, we need socks, we need underwear, we need personal hygiene items. When we have a hurricane, people will ask for dog food. It's not something I would think to ship. It's okay to make our donors aware of what we need in the community, what we're really trying to collect, and let people know. Don't just say any donation is welcome, although you can. Thank you for every donation. We are especially in need of refried beans and canned meat. Great. Now I know what to donate. And that's the attitude that most people have. Next, organize your food pantry. I would suggest, if you have the resources available to you, like put meals in boxes or a week of meals in boxes. If not, I'll do more on this in a future video, but consider schools that have special needs kids that need vocational training. I worked in a classroom for a number of years at a local high school, and the kids would go, and that was one of their school things was vocational training in high school, and they would go to the food pantry. So if you had in the food pantry, let's say one of your meal boxes needed 6 cans of green beans, 4 cans of refried beans, 2 bags of rice, and something else. So that box would be purple. And so the kids would go through, and the ones who could read could put the purple stickers on all the kinds of ingredients that would go in that box. Then the other students could come behind that maybe can't read but know purple, and they can pick those up and put them in the box. We're teaching life skills to students who will benefit. We're collecting food for the needy, and we are helping everyone. It excites me to think about the resources we have that we don't use and the things that we could do to make things more efficient. All right, so organize your food pantry. Look at your resources, community resources, financial resources, donor resources. Number 3, get donors and volunteers engaged. This is more of what I was just saying. Just do it. Get some organization around. If you have questions about how to organize this, or, hey, Tiff, we tried this, but here's what's went wrong, or hey, Tiff, who do you think you are? Put it in the comments. I want to have a dialogue here, because I've never worked inside of a food bank, like the nitty-gritty day-to-day operations. There may be something that I'm missing that you would like to bring up, or something that you've had a problem with that I might have an idea to solve. Let's work together to do this. So get things organized. Bring in community volunteers, students from the high schools. I know kids in Ohio, I think it might be Michigan too, I'm not sure about Indiana or the other states, but they're required to have a certain number of hours of volunteer each year of high school to graduate. And so tap into those resources. But if you'll get a lot more out of it if you have an organized plan for what you need. So get those things planned, and let's talk about what needs to be done there. I'm all about planning and efficiency. That's me. And again, like I said, inform the donors. Let people in the community know what it is you're trying to collect and why. Number 4, don't try to do this alone. Do it more effectively. So come use the resources on this page, and this is a huge reason for why I took my own money to buy the camera, to buy the software to edit. Believe it or not, there is editing in this, especially future videos. But the money to buy the domain, all the things that I'm doing, and you'll see over the months to come, I've invested in this channel because I'm trying to help food banks. Don't try to do this alone. I want to work with you. Use this page as a resource. Send the people you're trying to help to this page for the menus, for the cooking ideas, for things like that. Tell me what you need. Let me help you with this. Coordinate with other organizations to better help the community. I think so many times we have all these different churches and organizations and non-church organizations and religious and non-religious and high school, and all trying to do the same thing, and we're missing out. Why don't we look where our strengths are and work together to build a more efficient community organization, and stop worrying about whose name is on it. And finally, put your questions, ideas, comments here. I want to hear why you think this will or won't work. What about this you think will and won't work? Let's talk about this, because I got a quick, less than 10-minute video here trying to lay all of this out. And this is something that I'll be building on for a very long time, both on this channel and on the website that I'm developing, where I'll have like resources, PDFs, things like that, to make this a little bit easier. But right now, I want to hear from you. And I also want you to try what I'm saying and tell me how it worked. I will respond to the comments. I am interested, and this is my passion. There are going to be a lot of people in need right now. And I hope that they'll start coming to this channel and seeing some things to help themselves. But until they get to that place, organizations like yours are what they're going to be coming to. So let's model effective food preparation, grocery shopping techniques by modeling it in our food banks, and don't just toss a few cans at them and say, make the best of it, because what will happen is you'll find it getting wasted and not used in the way that you hope. I hope that this has helped you, and thank you so much for your time and your input, and I will see you on a future video. Bye.